I love the premise of the show. Smart people talking about dumb shit.
I think it's dumb people talking about smart shit. Oh, we go where we not supposed to go, baby.
The Brilliant Idiots Podcast.
Yep, Charlamagne the God.
Andrew Schulz.
We are the Brilliant Idiots Podcast, and today's guest is an American stand-up comedian, actor, and writer. He's best known for his work on SNL, where he serves as co-anchor on Weekend Update and co-head writer alongside Colin Jost. He also co-hosted the 70th Primetime Emmy Awards in 2018. He was briefly a correspondent for The Daily Show with Jon Stewart and has previously worked on a writer for Saturday Night Live. I think I already said that. At the end of September 2014, he became a Weekend Update co-anchor for the 40th season of SNL alongside Colin Jost, replacing Cicely Strong. I think I pronounced her name right. Michael Chase. Hey!
The full bio.
Oh, that's the better bio. Oh, no, that's the same one I just read.
Yeah, that's good. You got it, man.
Shout out to Cicely.
They didn't have none of his old endorsements like most people's bios do.
I know, that's actually probably recent, man, because I've had some awful ones.
Bios?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just shit that's like, I don't even know what. Like,
bring that mic a little closer.
Put the mic a little closer to your lips. Pause.
Oh, my bad.
There you go.
Yeah.
Listen, Michael, I'm going to tell you something, man. I really slept on your TV show.
Yo, word. Yo, thank you for doing it, by the way.
And by slept on it, I didn't see it until 2 weeks ago. I watched it 2 weeks ago during, what was it, Memorial Weekend?
Yeah.
And I watched.
And you binged it.
I binged it because, the episodes are quick. They're like 19 minutes, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I watched the whole seasons, and I'm like, yo, this shit is really dope.
I appreciate you, man. Yo, for real, thank you for coming, you too, man.
For sure, man.
I really appreciate that.
Thank you for having me.
It was fun. It was like, it felt like the cellar to me. Like, that's like what the writer's room was.
Yeah.
It was just a bunch of comedians kind of just talking shit, arguing.
Yes.
And then, yo, write that up. That could be funny.
Yeah.
And then they work together and we just got it done.
No, that scene was dope because it's like, I didn't know Amy Schumer and Method Man would be in the scene.
Now you got everybody out. That was impressive, man.
That was silly. It was stupid.
My favorite episode, I'm not going to say favorite, but one of my favorites, because I liked a lot of them, was the episode where your man got shot but couldn't afford to call an ambulance. So y'all decided to go in the ride share, but then the ride share wouldn't take y'all.
Because he wasn't wearing a mask.
Yes. But it made so much sense of like, not just the hypocrisy, but it's almost like, can I say it? Can I talk about this?
Oh, please.
Okay, the guy's naked on the train, right?
Yeah.
But he's got a mask on.
Yeah.
These two, Shay and his man, don't have a mask on.
So they can't go.
Everybody's on the train yelling at Shay and doing it's like, this dude standing there butt naked and nobody got nothing to say to him. I don't know what the word is, analogy, metaphor, whatever, but it was the perfect, whatever one of those words are, to describe the world that we're in right now.
Yeah.
I'm glad you watched it, man. That's fucking dope. No, it's a weird thing. Like, I think that's where kind of most of my favorite bits come from is literally just arguments and frustration.
Yeah.
And then, just kind of blowing it out. Like, with a show like that, you get to blow it out. You can't do it as much on SNL because it's live TV. It's not just your show. The real estate's a lot smaller. But, like, when you're doing your own thing, like, y'all know, like, you do your own thing, you could actually do what it is you want to do. You can get right to it. So it's a little bit more fun.
Do you feel like you're conforming on SNL?
Yeah, of course. But you have to. I think that's part of what makes SNL a little bit special. It's like what you can't do also makes what you do cool. So when you do see something exciting and when it does hit the mark, it has way more impact because you understand the rules and what can't be done. You know what I mean? So
it's naughtier.
When you could say whatever you want.
It's not as naughty.
It's not as whatever. But like when you have a platform where it's live and you're getting very close to that line, it's like, how far to that line can you go without going over?
Yeah.
It makes it a lot more exciting, I think.
Have you seen Chase stand up?
I saw what special did I see? I saw the special.
I think Jay is one of the best alive right now.
I saw one of the specials back in the day.
Barely alive.
Barely
Well,
alive.
I didn't say for how long, Mike. It might be a
barely
short
alive,
run.
let's be honest.
But no, the stand up, you got to check the stand up, man.
I mean, the thing I like about even the show is rooted in the stand-up. I think those are the best shows.
It feels like stand-up.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You correct me if I'm wrong here about yourself, but like I think when you start thinking in jokes, the sketches are a reflection of that premise.
Boom. It's like a visual to the joke.
Exactly.
That's all it is. That's what I like.
Yeah, like even with the subway thing, it's like you're seeing that going, this is ridiculous the way people act on a fucking train. I got to wear a mask and these people don't even got clothes on. Like I can see that as a bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now you get to see the naked dude. You get to see all these things turn into reality.
Well, that's the ill thing because like I'd never had a sketch background. I started a stand-up, so when I got to SNL, I came in as a guest writer and I never wrote sketches before. So I didn't know what I was doing, but I ended up getting a job because what I didn't know at the time, stand-ups are very premise rich.
Yeah.
So if you ever have a writer's room, having stand-ups in the room is great because we always kind of find the jokes. We're premise rich and we can punch up.
Yeah.
So there's always kind of a place for us. And then once you start kind of understanding the logic of like just building out the world, because for a joke, you write kind of what your perspective is.
Yeah.
For a sketch or for a script, you kind of write what everybody's perspective is so that it's constantly, it's a lot more rounded.
What do you mean by that?
Well, meaning that like, if I'm telling a joke, I'm talking about my experience specifically. But if I'm writing a script, I gotta keep Sicily alive.
Yeah,
Right?
Sicily.
I gotta keep everybody alive. So I gotta give jokes to literally everybody. Everybody's gotta have a punchline. Everybody's gotta set up a joke. It's not just driven by one.
Everybody in the
person.
sketch is gonna be funny.
Yeah, you're building a world. It forces you to kind of write broader.
Yeah, and you have to write from other perspectives. That's right. As stand-ups, we're just going, how do I feel about this?
Exactly.
But that's all I care about. I'm not even joking.
Me too, but
I care about a comedian's personal perspective on things. That's why I don't take offense, because that's that person's personal perspective. I think that sometimes they look at comedians and say, that's him, so I'm going to use his perspective as everybody's worldview, and I'm going to try to take out him, because if I take out him, then I can take out this worldview, this ideology. I don't agree with that.
Yeah, I think that you cheat yourself out of a lot of comedy thinking like that, Like I think people liked Archie Bunker not because he was a bigot, but because he was a bigot, but not because they were bigots too.
That's right.
Just because they understood where he was coming from. Like, I believe that guy. It's more honest.
That's right.
Man, that's my dad, or that's my grandfather, or that's my neighbor, or whatever it is. So I think sometimes we kind of got to be able to laugh at people even that we disagree with.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because there's a lot, Bird's one of my favorite comedians, but I don't agree with almost anything he says, but it's like funny to watch him do what he does.
I agree with something Bird
You know what I mean?
said.
Bird's out of his mind, man.
Goddamn, that WNBA reality show joke slaps. And I can't wait till that hits the ecosystem. I don't know if it's out yet. I just saw him say it recently. That shit slaps.
Yeah, keep it in the tuck if he hasn't put it out just yet.
No, he's one of the best.
No, he's absolutely amazing. Yeah, I think that people get confused that like comedy comes from a feeling that you have, and we can have feelings that are wrong. Like comedy a lot of times is like your knee-jerk reaction. Like, someone cuts you off. The thing that you think about that person is the funniest way to describe them.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's not right. And then a minute later, you're like, God damn, how did I even fucking think that way about that person? So if we could look at, like, I was trying to say this the other day, but like, you know how like you can kill someone and it's okay if it's a crime of passion?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you see somebody, but like if you see someone fucking your wife, like you could kill him and you could not go to jail forever because it was like I couldn't control myself.
Man, it must be great to be white.
Never had that.
Black people, be more passionate. Okay,
I didn't see this
that's
on
all
the
you need.
brochure.
Why don't you love your murders? Right?
Never had that thought, Schulz.
Is that on the wall in Ellis Island? Like, where the fuck you
I
hear
think what
that?
Schulz said,
Goddamn.
you know how you can kill somebody? Like, huh?
You can what?
Listen, there's a lot of love in our community, bro. I don't know what to tell you, bro. Like, we
God
value our
damn.
women. We really value them. And when someone fucks them, we get upset.
So what's this hypothetical scenario you're saying?
Do you know what I'm saying? Like this is
Guy.
it's I guess what I'm trying to say is like that knee jerk reaction is for whatever reason like it's not as bad. And I think if people saw comedy like that, then they would appreciate it and also understand it a little bit more. It's like the Archie Bunker is tapping into this feeling either you had or a feeling that your dad had or somebody else had, and that feeling is real, but it's wrong.
No, I think you 100% correct. I always feel like comedy is speed, right? Like it's always the fastest reaction that connects to everybody. So that's why the laugh comes immediate, or that's how you get a room full of people to laugh at the same thing. It's got to connect honestly the fastest. You almost laughing before you even have time to process.
Involuntary.
Yeah, it's involuntary. So I think like, when people say honest comedians, they're talking about, people think more so on the lines of what's true after you thought about it and not the honest reaction that people actually have in the moment, which is what really connects.
I still think comedians go through the filter of cerebralness before they go through the filter of emotion, though. That's the only reason I disagree with the
I'm saying it
analogy.
starts at emotion, and then we can pack something cerebral around it. But
Y'all take a beat, though.
We do, and
That all comes later. That's not crafting the joke. It's the quick when you first start a joke, like in this first part, you try to get the reaction first.
I gotta wear a mask and this dude's naked. That's the joke,
that's
right?
the joke.
You got a mask on, you can barely breathe. This guy's dick is out in the subway, and you're like, "This is stupid."
But that's the premise.
That is the premise. That's the idea. That's the joke.
Got you.
But then building out the world is what we do after the facts. Now, I would say maybe that's the only inauthentic thing that we do is that we're acting like this is this knee-jerk thing when it is something that we've had months to process and make it beautiful.
That's Groundhog Day shit.
Yeah, I just...
Yo.
I get
That's what comedy is.
Yeah, it is.
It's Groundhog Day 3 months in.
Mm-hmm.
Got you.
Like, we figured out the day, but we got to act with all these people throughout the day like we haven't figured it out.
Got you. No, that makes sense. It makes sense. The only reason I push back on that just because that's what happened this week, not to get too dark. You know, the rapper Trouble.
Oh, yeah.
He got killed because he was at a young lady's house. And I guess the guy, I don't know. I don't know what relationship him and the woman had, but he came in upset and ended up shooting him. You know what I mean?
Oh.
And to me, it's like, yes, that could be...
I didn't know I was using that as an example.
I know, but that could be considered a crime of passion, but it's still stupid as fuck to throw your life away.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
For sure. But I guarantee you, like Andrew just said, if he was like, what happened to that guy? Oh, somebody killed him. Why? Well, he caught him fucking his wife. Oh.
If you got a wife,
like,
you know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
it's not...
It doesn't make it okay,
yeah,
but the emotional reaction.
You see how that could happen. I don't think that was his wife, though, but I get what you're saying.
And that's all we're appealing to is the emotion. Take my wife, please, is emotion. Yeah. Nobody wants you to take your wife, but a little bit, you're like, all right, yeah.
It's human connection. It's human connection. It's going to a place and hear the motherfucker say your inner thoughts that you've been suppressing or that you don't have an outlet to say yourself and articulate it in a way that you're like, yes, that's true. I believe.
And we make you
I'm
laugh.
not alone.
So it's not
and it
fucked
makes
up.
you laugh. It's funny.
So you really role play with prostitutes then?
Absolutely not. I don't.
Wait, what sketch was it?
Because that's the thing nowadays. You watch things and I'm like,
absolutely.
This show is called, that damn Michael Shea. He's playing himself. It's like
no, never did that. But it
isn't it role play every time you fuck a prostitute? She's role playing.
Nah, is it role play?
Nah, it's a transaction.
She's acting into it. She's not acting like she's at work. Like she wants to get through it as quick as possible. Right? Like she's have any of y'all had sex with a prostitute?
Yeah.
Had sex with a prostitute?
And if you gotta think about it, definitely.
No.
Nobody has to think about whether they had sex with a prostitute or not.
No.
That's not something you do accidentally.
I paid a stripper back in the day.
Yeah, she's a prostitute.
You had sex with a prostitute?
Yeah.
No, that's not prostitution.
Well, she's a prostitute once she does it.
She's providing a service, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with it.
Yeah.
But you fuck hookers, bro. Like, that's just a fact. It is what it is.
I think it's the difference between a stripper and a hooker.
When she starts accepting money for sex, then she transitions. It doesn't matter what she identifies as. This is the job.
She got a hyphen job.
Yeah.
Doing those young hyphenates.
So
they need to give like awards for strippers that make niggas think they're in a relationship.
Yeah, like that's best actress.
Yeah, like literally. There literally should be a best actress for strippers.
Yeah. That would be hilarious.
Yo.
Best actress at the hookies.
Yeah.
We call it the hookies.
The hookies.
Now, do you think the stand-up comedy scene for both of y'all really has changed?
Hold on, we're not done with this hooker conversation.
Okay.
So you've had sex with a prostitute.
Yeah.
I've had sex with a prostitute.
But y'all in New York, though. I
didn't do it in New York.
I did it in Jersey.
Same thing.
And I did it in Amsterdam.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you went to the
See, I always thought hookers was synonymous with New York. Always. Growing up?
Amsterdam, I had to do it.
Yeah.
It was like, I just was like, I had to do it.
Never heard that one, Shay. I've heard Amsterdam, you got to smoke weed.
No, man. It's just tons of
Red Light District.
Red Light District, yeah. Anything you could imagine.
It was terrible, but I had to do it.
How was it?
It was bad. It was sex with a lifestyles condom. It was awful.
Well, you didn't want to wear a condom? You couldn't pay extra to go raw?
It's what it is. You can be fucking anything with a lifestyle condom. You don't feel shit.
Wait, did you ask? You asked why he didn't go raw?
Yeah,
on the professional.
No. Some people pay for that.
I wasn't in love, Charlamagne.
Yeah.
You didn't kiss her in the mouth?
You didn't kiss her in the mouth?
Oh, nigga.
But see, that's the weird thing, right? That's why. That's why.
Just tell us what happened with you, dog. Because your shit seems the most interesting. You tugging down this hooker.
I am an intimate cancer. I have a level.
Okay.
I've always had a level.
Okay.
So when you have a level, you're used to being at that level.
Right.
Like that's why you don't go down. Like, you know what I mean?
Did you go down on the girl that you paid to have sex with?
She, first of all, I didn't look at her as a stripper. She was a nice young lady when she wasn't in the club.
But both things can be true. She could be a nice stripper.
Yeah.
You see, I don't worry about it. The occupation didn't bother me at the time.
But you paid when you paid her money. I don't think
she was very nice if she still paid her money.
What do you mean?
Seems like she's a filthy liar.
I wasn't paying her for the transactions.
What were you paying her for,
She was the homie.
Oh, this guy's a simp.
She was the homie.
Adorable. You're adorable.
Yes.
That was my thing.
I like the fun.
So she didn't even want the money.
Probably not. Probably not. But you know.
Probably not. Just so happened you gave it to her.
You kicking it with me as a little something, man.
And when you stopped giving her that money, like, did the relationship change at all?
Still cool.
If you think about it, you tricked her.
Yeah. Yeah.
There is something to that, though. That's why no, there is something to that. Like, I have to have, I've always had to have some type of relationship with a woman.
Yeah.
That's why I've never been, I've never been good at, like, the cheating thing, sleeping with a stripper.
Define good.
What do you mean?
Define good at the cheating thing. Like, what would make you good at it?
Yeah.
Being able just to hit it and keep it moving.
Right.
And not think about the person.
Now, some might make the argument that it would make you a worse cheater, that you needed to have a whole emotional connection.
No, I think that's something that was lacking in me. I felt like I needed to have that emotional connection. I didn't want to feel like I was using somebody. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to feel like I was just using someone for sex. You did that, Shay, on the show. I don't know why you sitting there acting like you didn't do that. You were
everything you saying I relate to.
Yeah,
I understand everything you're saying. I just never, I've never been in denial. You're not saying nothing wrong. It's
just because you was role playing with her. He had her playing.
Why are you trying to push it on him? Like, you did it in the show.
Yeah.
Because I am married. Okay. And I've heard my wife listening to Brilliant Idiots every now and then.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to put this out there the right way. And this is a long time ago.
So
then say what you're trying to say. Like, baby, if I ever cheated, it's because I really liked them.
I just fucking ain't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? I just fucking them girls. They'll get right back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Got to quote Hove to get out of some of this shit. You know what I'm saying?
She didn't even want the money.
Give me a towel. Got me in here sweating, talking about my transgressions. All I was trying to do is talk to Michael Shea about his TV show. What do you mean?
With what? With sex? No, for sure. That's why I role play with prostitutes. I do. I want them to believe. I want to believe that they're into it. I've only slept with one prostitute, but I want to believe that they actually want to do it.
She likes you.
Yeah.
You probably talked to her.
She didn't speak English.
If a girl starts talking to you and you guys have sex, do you feel that?
Yeah, like. Yeah.
You said if a girl, what'd she say?
If a girl stopped talking to us after we had sex with them, would we?
Oh, yeah, you'd feel away. Yeah,
for sure.
Was that the premise of talking to the therapist?
No, that came later. To me, it wasn't really a joke about the therapy. It was more, if it wasn't a joke about the process, it was more a joke about the therapy. About I'm so unlikely to go to therapy that I'll open up with a prostitute role-playing therapy. That's the way I'd go. It was more about me being able to open up to somebody, and this was a way of me doing it. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So that's the heightenedness that is a prostitute.
Okay.
Do you find it hard to open up to a therapist, though, in real life?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think it's hard for me to even initiate that conversation with somebody. Like, initiate that act of getting a therapist. Yeah, I think it's that black man doctor shit,
Yeah.
If it ain't falling off you.
I've been going to therapy for like 6 years.
I know you kind of like, you changed culture in a lot of ways where it's a lot more acceptable. I think you're part of the reason. I think a lot of people from our community go to therapy.
Thank you. I hear that.
But it didn't work on me.
It didn't work?
Nah, I'm still not going. But I understand, like, a lot of people.
I wonder if it's because comedians are so nuanced with life, though.
I think it's because we got an outlet.
That's what I'm thinking.
We have a place to go. So I know that's probably not enough, but I think for us, we like, I got a spot. But it's like why I don't go on vacation, because I travel.
But is it? I wonder if it's like a vulnerability thing. Like it's more vulnerable to go up there and say something without the punchline, like to say the true feeling.
Ooh.
Like you're forced to deal with why you do what you do.
Ooh.
Like why do you need the audience's approval? How does it feel if you don't like?
That could be true, but I don't think that's true for me. That doesn't feel true for me.
That sounds like someone who's never been to therapy.
I feel like I'm in therapy right now.
Schulz dug into you just now. That was a therapy question.
Like leg crossed and shit.
But that's real. It made me think about it. It's like, oh yeah, being able to tell the truth without a punchline.
That's like, it's not as scary when you have something to land on, right?
No, but you have conversations with people where you're not fucking digging for a punchline.
That's not true. I've never heard two comedians have a conversation and the laughs don't come a mile a second. Not a minute.
That's not
okay, a minute. I'll give y'all a minute then.
There's a lot of more arguing. There's a lot more debate.
There's a lot of yelling.
Yeah, a lot of screaming.
Yeah.
But there's
I
jokes
can't believe you don't do stand-up.
I tell him this every week.
Did you see how I started sweating just sitting here trying to have a fucking conversation about hookers? But prior to the past couple of months, right? Stand-up is literally the most dangerous thing in the world. Getting on that motherfucker, not the y'all, you fucking maniacs, getting on that stage and having to make a room full of people laugh on purpose?
I don't know. That's not dangerous.
Yeah, not the you seasoned professionals.
I don't know.
What's the worst that could happen? They don't laugh?
They're coming there to laugh.
That's all good.
You know what I mean? They paid money. They're like, I'd really like to laugh. And they're looking at you like, hey, please do the thing that I really want you to do.
Yeah.
You know, I think like early in your career, you perform in these places where it's almost like they threw up a show and people doing their laundry. They didn't even know they were going to get a comedy show. That's tough.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, you go into the comedy club that somebody's been waiting 2 weeks to go see. They're ready to laugh.
Yeah,
it gets easier and easier.
Yes. But this is coming from Michael Shea and Andrew Schulz.
Yeah.
Think about y'all 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when y'all were just trying to make it, getting up on stage for the first time.
My first time on stage was at an open mic at what was it? Comedy Corner. Remember Comedy Corner on McDougal? They had an open mic there, and it went terrible, you know. But it was like I knew immediately this is what I want to do. Like this, it was already fun, even when it was bad. It's like when somebody like hands you a game you don't know how to play first. You're like, no, let me try it again. But like immediately, I was going up every day, all the time.
Why? Tell me why. What, even though you didn't
the
do
biggest
well.
thing that I remember was the view. Something about being on stage and looking at everybody, looking back. I was like, I just love that perspective. I don't know what it was, but that was like intoxicating, being on stage.
You remember the first joke that you did that got laughs consistently?
No. Consistently? God, no. It took a while, I think. Do you?
Yeah. And it was like, yeah. I mean, it was just like a silly misdirection joke.
What was it?
That was kind of fucked up.
That's good. It was context. What year?
Right.
Let's put a year on it.
But yeah, it was just like...
What's the premise, first of all?
It's like, I like when girls talk dirty during sex. You know, I just hate it when they say the same thing over and over again. Like...
Okay, so Shay, about your hoodie, right? Your hoodie, Shay, your hoodie, right?
I saw Pharrell with that.
I saw Pharrell with that hoodie on.
It was a different.
I saw Pharrell with that hoodie on.
I've had this hoodie for mad long. Thank you. Yeah, let's change this up.
I guess my point
That's why he called it a misdirection joke. Thank
you for trying to get me to go first, by the way.
I thought you would have something nice and pleasant, bro. But in the beginning, it's like I'm still trying to like learn how everything works. And then I figured like, oh wow, I brought people to this one interesting place and then took them to a very different dark place. And they reacted involuntarily.
It's different for everybody, obviously, but what would you say? Because I always feel like your first 5 to 10 years of comedy is survival.
Yeah.
And then the rest then you start to slowly have something to say and try to say that.
Yeah.
But for the most part, you're just trying not to bomb for so long. And you think the longer you're killing, the better comedian you are, as opposed to actually developing into a joke teller or an actual comedian. You know what I mean? I don't know how long it took for you. I think it took me about 6 years before I wasn't in survival mode anymore. 6 or 7 years or so. And then after that, it kind of started to feel like I'm getting on stage because there's something I'm trying to crack the code.
It's like graduating to like Jedi, I guess.
I don't think it's grad. I think it's just it's desire. It's all desire.
There's a difference between survival and then like enjoyment.
Yeah.
And when you're excited to tell the jokes.
Yes.
Because you already know you can survive even if it gets kind of fucked up. That doesn't mean that we don't bomb still. I mean, like, shit, I'm going to be bombing my ass off. Now I'm developing new hour or whatever. But like, there's a difference between like, I really want to tell these jokes and I hope these jokes work so I don't feel shitty after this show.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you're saying. And how many years in?
Because there's a lot of comedians too who I always feel like are so funny and so talented, but their development gets stunted because the rooms they play are so competitive, they never get past where they've killed.
Yeah.
They're not willing to because they don't want to be the one that bombs. So they're trying to keep that kill going for as long as they can, and they never grow.
So they stay in that room.
They stay and they stay with that material.
That's called the Zone of Excellence. I'm reading this book right now called The Big Leap. Fantastic book.
Yeah.
Because it's all about self-sabotage and how we intentionally don't allow ourselves to be happy. And they was like, right before the zone of genius, a lot of people get stuck in the zone of excellence.
Yep.
And the zone of excellence looks great. Because, you might be on television, you on the radio, you making money on your stand-up. Like, you're there, you're winning. Yeah. But you don't never get to that zone of genius because you're afraid to not be comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like, I feel like in comedy, it's like there's the thrill of a new bit for a while. And then the excitement to tell a bit that you really believe in. And then something happens where like the excitement goes. So you chase the kill. And that's when I need to like stop myself. Because when I'm just chasing a kill, I'm going, the only reason I'm feeling good about telling this is if I get this crazy reaction. Instead of going, okay, I've got this joke to a good place. How can I make it better? Or what's the new joke? But that kill zone is what you're saying. Like, motherfuckers get locked in that zone and they're killing so they don't realize, that the growth isn't there.
No, yeah. It's the trip to see.
That's why I would never do stand-up.
That's a lie.
No, I'm going to because I know me. I know I need the validation. And so if I get on that stage and don't get that validation from the crowd.
Just go up tomorrow.
No, I'm going to be questioning the fuck out of myself about everything, not just that stand-up. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be questioning myself about everything, not just what happened on that stage. I'll be questioning myself about life. Period. You know what I mean? Every single thing.
Well, that's the challenge.
What?
Question yourself.
Yeah. That's what stand-up is dope.
Questioning yourself.
Oh, no. You're right. Yeah. You're right.
Everything that you're afraid of is not that scary. It's just literally inconvenient.
You sound like a therapist.
That's why I don't need that shit.
What a therapist would tell you. A therapist like, think about all the times that you've actually thought about something going wrong.
Yeah.
And how many times it has actually gone wrong.
It could go wrong, but once it's gone wrong, then what? That's the thing. It's not that it won't go wrong. It's that once it goes wrong, then what?
Once it goes wrong, it goes viral.
No, well, for you, because people are probably going to be waiting for you to bomb, but like, they will.
You like to see people bomb.
All them donkey of the days, bro. All them donkey of the days, man. They're going to be on your ass,
but like,
bro.
look at Tip. Like, Tip did stand up, and they tried to catch him at a lot of his worst moments.
Yeah.
And now that that's done, he can do, no one cares
now
anymore.
He's free.
Now he's free to do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Because the worst has happened.
That is not true. And you know
that's absolutely.
No,
When's the last time you've seen a video?
Barclays, bro.
I literally just asked somebody the other day if T.I. still doing stand-up.
Oh.
because I haven't seen him since.
That's what I'm saying. This is where he gets good. But this is where he's going to get good because now no one really cares. He can actually develop. He can try. He can fail. It's not going to be, he doesn't have to read about it the next day. He can literally, this is where you get good.
I could be wrong, man, but I just feel like stand-up is not something you do once you get to a certain age. You know what I mean? That's just my personal opinion.
You're wrong.
I probably am. I just don't feel like,
stand-up might not be something that you do once you get to a certain level of fame because it's very difficult.
Oh, no, that's about to be the new fame.
It is difficult, but it's fun. To me, it's like, I don't know anybody who, other than Eddie Murphy, that was all the way entrenched and wasn't a lifer. You know what I mean? You always end up doing it again. Even Eddie is like still kind of making deals to do stand-up. You know what I mean? Like, you can't shake it because there's no reaction.
Everybody about to be running the stand-up soon. You know how it was the podcast rush for?
Now it's gonna be the stand-up rush.
You about to see it?
I doubt it.
They just gotta try it once. That's the beauty of it.
But why?
Because it's hard, man.
That's my point. When you get on that stage and you talking to all of these people and you say the wrong thing and they just looking at you like, word. And don't let them start booing, man.
They might,
Whose ego can handle that?
Even if they do well.
I'll go up tonight now. This is
everybody gonna say that don't count.
Nah, it does. Trust me, man. Sometimes like you bugging. He's bugging. I think you just wish you would have done it. Yes, and now you're making excuses as to why it's smart that you didn't. That's what I think.
I take it back. You know what, though? You know what made me think that?
It's too late. You already said you do.
No, because I was watching the Carlin doc this weekend. And I was like, oh, shit, Carlin used to do radio. You know what I mean? So then it had me thinking like, oh, shit. And then I think about people like you who say, oh, you should have did stand-up. And I'm like, oh, damn, maybe I should have done some stand-up.
I think you have the brain for stand-up. I think you could do it, but I think that you did exactly what you're supposed to do.
I agree.
Like your skill set
I agree.
Is perfect.
Oh, yeah, you're fine. You did okay.
Thank you.
But I'm saying...
telling me that shit.
But I'm saying you would have had a lot of fun doing stand-up.
Yes.
Nah, I like this. Yeah. I literally like this. I like sitting around.
But there's stand-ups that do this. You can't. It's not mutually exclusive.
That's the other thing.
You know.
A bunch of stand-ups are sitting down on stage now, exactly doing this. Yeah. And that's pretty much stand-up.
Yeah.
I'm thinking back to what you were saying about that kills on. I have empathy for like the comics that are like coming up or just start making a living and get caught in that because they're thinking that every set is their last set at that club. Or am I going to get booked again this next week? And it takes a certain level of either like economic comfort or complete not give a fuck or just love of the art to go, I'm just going to say fuck it. Because it's cutthroat too.
I think like in any business or any craft, there's going to be about 5% of people who actually give a fuck about doing it and really, really want to do it. And a lot of people who kind of think they can do it or can get away with doing it or just do their impression of it.
Yeah.
You know, even in this business, how many people that's like actually into this and people that's like, I should just do one because everybody else got one. And it's, you know, and I know I could fake it or I know what they're doing. Yes. You know what I mean? Like a lot of times people just doing their impression of what they want to do, not exactly in it or, you know.
Following the trend of success.
Yeah. So it's like, it's the same with stand-up.
I always say people, they'll see something working for somebody else and they'll be like, oh, I want to do that too. Yes. But that's really not what you're supposed to do.
No, you got to be yourself.
For somebody else.
Yeah.
But you got to learn that the hard way when you get up on that stage.
And that's the beauty of it. I mean, I always go back to this Colin quote from, what was it, Comedian? When he's like, there's like justice in comedy after 5 minutes. It's like you could be famous, you could be on SNL, you could do whatever, but like they're going to give you 5 minutes of, oh yeah, I'm going to laugh at this guy because he's famous. Yeah. And then after that, it's like, I'm going to need some fucking jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to ask y'all about the Carlin doc, man, because I watched the George Carlin doc this weekend on HBO Max. First of all, I didn't know. Yeah, I always hear people mention George Carlin. I wasn't into George Carlin. Fucking brilliant. I don't see anybody doing that now.
Carlin?
I don't see anybody doing what Carlin's doing.
It's a
doing, bro.
Very specific thing what he was doing, man. Yeah. I love the 90s specials. I know a lot of people didn't love him as much because they got real dark. But I thought what he was tapping into there was like, I thought it was like right up there with rock specials, which are some of the best of all time at that same exact time.
Praise, bro.
I remember it was like, kind of at the same time. I wish people revisit it as often as, they talk about Pryor's and Chappelle's and all that stuff, but it's right up there, man.
Rock is the closest to Carlin.
I think so too.
And it's
you put Carlin over Rock?
I mean, I relate to Rock more because he's black.
And it's
what I mean?
Carlin's white. And
but I just think he's the closest to a Carlin.
The basics, guys.
Huh? What did you say? Yeah, we ironed out the basics. You're right.
Real investigative journalism here.
I'm sorry to say, like, I put Rock,
but I'm a who came first person. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think there is a Rock without a Carlin. It's like yesterday when Ryan Clark posted, Chris Brown's more talented than Michael Jackson. How do you even come to that conclusion? And then everybody starts talking about, because Chris does graffiti and he can. I'm like, what talking about music and dancing?
Graffiti.
I mean, we're not talking about anything else. We're talking about music and dancing. Yeah. Like Tank said, because he does graffiti and he draws. And I'm like, what are we talking about? I thought we were talking about music and dancing. So to me, Carlin came first. And man, I'm telling you, after watching that doc, I was like, wow. It had me think about something else too, right? I don't know if a black comic can make the observations George Carlin makes, because he's got like a bird's eye view of the world, and he's not in these groups that he might be discussing. He's able to just sit back and like look at it.
I don't think that's fair though. I think you got to think of it like Carlin was like a 70-year-old genius comedian. I hate saying the word genius in comedy person, but he's actually that. You know what I mean? A genius, 70, probably doing comedy, 55 years or something, whatever. He's at a level where nobody's doing that. I definitely think when Chappelle's 70 or if Patrice made it to 70 or, you know what I mean? It's true. Motherfuckers, when they get to 70, they may have that type of self-awareness and reflection, and that wealth of knowledge. Or Dick Gregory, you see Dick Gregory?
Oh, definitely Dick Gregory.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Well, damn. I would love to see what Cosby's up to now.
Really?
I'm sure Cosby's
he never was tapped in social, as far as socially, though. Like, so
I bet he's got a different perspective now. One thing you won't hear him say is, what else? He's definitely got a lot to talk about right now.
You think life showed him something?
Oh, sure.
But no, it's like, Carlin was so socially conscious, and it's weird, right? Because I look at all the comedians out now, with all of this shit going on in the world, they're not talking about the stuff that Carlin was talking about. People are using Carlin's old stuff to talk about what's going on now.
Yeah. Like what, for example?
Oh, I mean, everything political. Like literally everything from political, from abortion to voting, right? Racism, all of that type of stuff. I think people address it in certain, like you do it in a TV show a lot. That's what I like. I don't know if I necessarily see it on stage from people. I think people express that differently through different mediums now. They might talk about it on podcasts. They might talk about it, when they do their sketches or their scripted
You don't think
shows.
Bird does it?
Yes, I do. Not to the level of Carlin, though, but yes, I think he does.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the unfair company. It's like you talking about
that's true.
A Michael Jordan of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's on a very, very short list. There's a Mount Rushmore. Carlin's on it.
Yeah.
But 99% of the comics that's ever, picked up a mic.
Did you watch Louis' last one?
No, I haven't.
I haven't either, and I'm surprised. Like, maybe he touched into some of these things. Like, I think you're talking about like very mature thought, and like someone who's like synthesized and digested life. And
I never thought about that. I never thought about the age thing. You're right.
It's important. Like if you talk to old heads that are wise, like everything they say just sounds so profound, right?
Yeah.
So it's like. And then you add the fact that this guy's been doing comedy that long, and he's just been like crafting these like bits and ideas.
Yeah,
like,
and also the way Carlin also kind of didn't need an audience the way he started performing when he started like kind of really, really locking in the late 90s. His shit was damn near spoken word. It was so rhythmic, and you could almost listen to it without any of the audience. You know what I'm saying? Like it was damn near a song. I remember even. In those days, they would do these promos where he would just go on these long rants and long runs from the special, and that was the promo for the specials, and they were just as enjoyable. Like he was just kind of on a different wave.
I never thought about that. I never factored in the age thing till just now.
Yeah, just life.
I just thought it was about what people cared about.
Nah, he's a G.
So y'all gonna wait till what, 60?
No.
Really start going in?
You're never gonna even know when it happens. It'll probably be appreciated. Look, like you just said, you don't hear that much about Carlin until this documentary.
Yeah.
Even. So sometimes people gotta catch up to it. It might be happening, you don't even know it. Or it might be happening and we don't know it. You know what I'm saying? Like people catch up to it when it's ready.
I think it's got to also reflect like what you care about, like what's going on in your life.
Yeah.
Like it's not your responsibility as a comedian to like reflect to the times. It's your responsibility to reflect on like what you care about.
Yeah, that's like when they tell the rappers like you don't have to rap about things of substance.
Yeah, and those songs are the worst when they're like, hey, you got to put out a love song, and then you got this like rapper who's rapping about some love shit, and like he don't even give a fuck about that. Right? You know what I mean? Like I don't need to hear all that. I want to hear what you care about, and the most authentic stuff usually cuts through. At least for me, that's the thing that I care about.
And listen, I don't need it from everybody. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, if you do have that microphone and you are of a certain stature, let's see the wide range of things you can touch on. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I do. I agree with that. That's why it frustrates me to see when people don't go past that surface level.
Yes.
That like what do you call it? The excellence of
the upper limit theory.
It is that where you're like,
and you're in this, what's it called, the zone of excellence.
Sometimes killing at a level amongst your peers, you never want to risk going past that, and you never develop past that. So it's ugly. There's a lot of ugly duckling years in that process that you kind of gotta, go through. And you feel like as a good comedian, you've already done your part. You've already been not good and got good. So you're not going to take the risk to be considered not good again, even if it's growing. I think that's part of the reason why, like, people like Dave or, Rock, whatever, like they go away. You know what I mean? They go away to work.
Yeah. Like take some time, reflect, like figure out how your life has changed.
Word.
Like I know this sensation. Like, trust me, I felt it. Like I just came off this crazy tour and the sensation is like, well, keep this ball rolling. And it's like, but that's not how you're going to create the show that people need to feel. Like, I need to go away for maybe it's years, dude. Like, and I need to be in the clubs working, but like processing how I feel about the world. And then the crazy thing about stand-up, and you mentioned all these old dudes, is like Carlin's stand-up at the end wasn't his stand-up in the beginning.
Nowhere near it.
And it took a process to even get, and his stand-up was funny in the beginning.
Yeah, of course.
But like, you also have to go through them new growing pains when you change and start talking about different things you're going through, because you might not have the tools to execute those jokes the way you had the tools to execute the jokes early on.
Yeah, it comes a point where the performer actually catches up with the man, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and like,
I don't know if Dave as a performer has caught up with Dave the man yet. Because when you hear Dave talk, it's like,
he's the best at talking out loud.
It's profound. I mean, I'm not saying his comedy's not like that, but when you hear him talk, I like hearing Dave talk more nowadays than I even do hearing the joke sometimes.
No, I like the. I don't know. I like.
I seen him recently, man.
Crazy.
He's on fire.
Oh wow.
He's on fire. Yeah. He unlocked something. I don't know. He's on fire.
Maybe the performer caught up with the man.
Because I think Dave is just at a point now where he does what he wants. Like he's it's like he reminds me of Prince in that way of like he could do Prince stuff where you may not even be like, I'm not into it.
Yeah.
But then you put him in a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and you're like, oh, this motherfucker is the best guitarist in the world too. Who knew? You know what I mean? Like he's so good that he just does what he wants to do, and you kind of at his mercy. You're like, he's on a different plane, I think.
No, but I like that because I think you should be taking those risks. Like if you are trying to do something, change something, like, who knows what you're going to do? Yo, in fucking 10 years, we could sit here and then go, you know what? I just really fell in love with one-liners and I want to get great at one-liners and I've never been good at them, but I just think there's something so beautiful about the economy of the joke. And then you could focus 3 years on putting out a special of just one-liners.
I mean, look at Norm, what Norm was doing, where people kind of go back to
Who was
Silly Norm
McDonald.
McDonald. Who
Oh, I
passed
thought of
away.
Cheers as soon as you said
No,
that.
no.
Yeah, the nigga from Cheers. No, but like how great Norm was at just taking old kind of joke book vaudeville jokes and
And then-
repurposing, making them silly and absurd and long and drawn out. And it's like something that nobody would ever think to do, but is as brilliant as anything anybody else is doing. Like, so it's a pendulum. And you get sick of one thing, it's swinging the other way.
When's
That's
the last
beauty
time
of
y'all
this
been
thing,
pushed?
Man. What, on stage?
Just in general, like just as far as creatively. When the last time you saw something and you was like, oh my God, that motherfucker is like taking a risk and he's inspiring me. You know what I mean?
Work? Oh, man. I still haven't seen Gerard's special, but I worked with before that. I still haven't watched it. It's just so hard for me to sit down and watch.
Oh, I get it.
Comedy on television.
Every comic says this.
It's so hard for me to like sit and watch comedy on television. But I saw him live and I was listening to the way his brain works and the way he was approaching things. And then we talked about comedy like afterwards, and it was like it pushed me a little bit in a different way. Like it's just in a different way of like I don't even know how to really describe it, but he's somebody that I've kind of been paying a lot of attention to.
Okay. What about you, Schulz?
I mean, like there'll be guys that like are colleagues and like friends that like I see and they're just, doing a joke about a topic that is even just like common in the ether, but it's so different and so unique and just so fun. Like I saw Dan Soder do this joke the other day and I was like, oh fuck, he's like really thinking.
Yeah.
He's like being like really thoughtful about this thing. And
so much heart too in everything he does.
Yeah, he cares.
Yeah, he
it's like,
truly does.
He's so attached with the material. Every time he gets on stage, I say it, and I'm just like, you're being 100% you.
Yeah.
You're not even being comedy you.
Yeah.
You're being you. Dan Soder, go check out Dan.
Dan's
but like,
a nice guy.
You say what?
He's a nice guy.
Oh, he's great. Yeah, you know him from Geico days. But like, so there's like new guys that I'm seeing are young and doing that.
That's what I don't know. Who's the new guy?
Oh man, I mean, like my boy that opens for me, Mark Gagnon is great. Derek Poston is fucking great. I mean, Derek's down in Austin. Like, there's Eagle Witt. Eagle's funny. Like, there's a lot of like young guys that are fucking hilarious. But I'll be honest, the shit that still pushes me is like old stuff, like going back watching like old Patrice or like I watched Bringing the Pain just the other day because like I want to see if it lived up to like my memory of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it fucking crushes the memory. Like even
killer.
Bernie, bro, we always talk about like that set, the Bernie, I Ain't Scared of You. Like, I think like I think that might be like the most perfect 5 minutes of just stand up. I'm not talking about like premises. I'm talking about like interaction between audience and human being. Like in essence, what happened there?
That's like a perfect storm.
It's magic.
Yeah,
bro.
it's magic. That's like crazy.
And it's like, I look at those moments and I'm like, okay, well, what's happening here? How do I create magic like that?
You know who else got a couple of things like that too? Eddie Griffin.
Oh, dude, Eddie
Griffin's Def Jams.
Yeah.
Are like melt the walls. It's like crazy shit. Like, I don't know how you got all of these things to work.
Y'all need to watch Ray J, bro.
Ray
Did you
J?
see Ray J yesterday?
No, what he did? What is this
His
guy?
gay pride
Ray J?
You want to see Ray J? Go to hold on.
You just cut off your transition.
Hold on, I'm gonna give y'all. I'm gonna do this ad, but when we come back,
before this
Go
ad,
ahead.
this is one of those things like stand up is one of these things like you're wild for Ray J, but like Eddie Griffin's a perfect example where like you'll see certain people in movies or like TV shows and they're like become like actors and they become successful, right? And they're great as actors, they're whatever, but like sometimes you see their stand up and then you go, oh, I totally understand why they got
what
opportunity.
happened here.
Yeah.
Yes, you see it and you go, oh, I understand why someone would go, please, can we make a movie with you?
Yeah.
Because it's lightning.
Yeah.
It's like literally, I've never seen anything like that kind of.
Cat Williams, bro. Like you saw
Cat
like
Williams,
early Cat.
Eddie Murphy, Patrice O'Neal would have been there.
Jay Leno.
I never saw Leno.
Jay Leno was one of those guys that was like
that's what I heard.
The best. And
really?
yeah, man, it was like the best working comic. Or Seinfeld. Or like there's just guys that got kind of blank checks for how hard they were killing.
What about Conan?
Conan was never a stand-up. Conan
He wasn't?
No, he was
He was a writer, right?
Yeah, he was a Lampoon guy, and then he was a writer at SNL, and then got the job.
Oh, wow.
The Lampoon is the
Harvard Lampoon.
Yeah, the comedy magazine?
Yeah.
Yeah. But they have like a whole club out there.
We're going to pay some bills and we're going to come back and do church announcements. And then I want to play y'all the greatest living comic living today, and it's Ray J.
Okay. I'm using that.
Get the Ray J clip ready, Taylor, because
Ray J, the singer,
Ray J, Brandy's brother.
Brandy brother.
Okay. Keeps. Salute to Keeps. 2 out of 3 men will experience some form of hair loss by the time they're 35, and there are only 2 FDA-approved medications that can prevent hair loss. Keeps offers both. Keeps offers a simple, stress-free way to keep your hair, convenient virtual doctor consultations, and medications delivered straight to your door every 3 months. You don't have to leave your home. Low-cost treatments start at just $10 per month, and Keeps offers generic versions, discreet packaging, and proven results. Keeps has more 5-star reviews than any of its competitors. Prevention is key, all right? Treatments can take 4 to 6 months to see results, so act fast, all right? If you're ready to take action and prevent hair loss, go to Keeps, KEEPS.com/idiots to receive your first month of treatment for free. That's KEEPS.com/idiots to get your first month free. Keeps, KEEPS.com/idiots. And today's show is also brought to you by Blue Chew. Look, man, I know we're in the crib a lot, okay? But it might be time to get off the couch and get back into the bedroom, okay? Blue Chew can help you. All right, guys, we know that confidence can take you far in life. And when you feel confident, you're at your best, especially when it comes time to step up to the plate, all right? That's where Blue Chew comes in. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable tablets and at a fraction of the cost. You can take them anytime, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. The process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com. Consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. The best part, it's all done online, so no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. Blue Chew's tablets are made in the USA and prepared and shipped direct to your door in a discreet package. So if you could benefit from extra confidence when it's time to perform, Blue Chew can help. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code IDIOTS at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code IDIOTS to receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the Brilliant Idiots podcast. Now let's get back to the show.
The announcements are a very important part of what we do in church.
All right, it's time for some church announcements. Schulz,
Yes.
you said you had a big announcement this week.
I lied.
You lied?
I lied. I don't. I'll announce it when I get back from the honeymoon. I go on my honeymoon next week, man.
Okay, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. That's my big announcement.
That you're going on the honeymoon.
I'm going on my honeymoon.
Michael Shea, you got any announcements?
No.
You don't got no shows and nothing?
No, man. I'm trying to take a break, man. I'll probably do some stand-up throughout the week, but I ain't promoting nothing.
Okay.
Go check out Michael Che's HBO show.
Man.
That damn Michael Che.
It's really good.
Check out his stand-up. He's got specials out right now on Netflix. Both of them. HBO or Netflix?
I got 2 on Netflix.
Netflix.
Maybe another one soon.
Okay. So go check out his stuff. He's fucking great.
Mine is simple. Go to blackeffect.com. Make sure you subscribe to all the podcasts on Black Effect. Salute to my guy Tank and Jay Valentine. R&B Money podcast came out last week. Debuted at #1 on the Apple Music charts. And Apple Music, the music charts in podcasts are like a very, very, very tough category. I mean, you got everybody from $1 Million Worth of Game, the Questlove, the Big Facts, the Drink Champs, and they debuted at #1. So salute to those guys. And I want to tell everybody, man, if you're in New York City this weekend, the Tribeca Film Festival is this weekend.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I have a movie that I executive produced at the Tribeca Film Festival. It's called 88. Stars Brandon Victor Dixon and Naturi Naughton and Orlando Jones and a few other people. We got 4 screenings.
What is it about?
It's a political thriller. It's about a financial director who works for like this super PAC. It's good. It's a political thriller. Political thriller, mystery. It's about, it's good. Did I sell it?
Just say you don't know what the fuck the movie's about.
I do know what the movie is about. I just don't.
Say you cut the check.
You explained it. I still don't know.
It's about like government mistrust and like it's a political thriller. It's about a black man that works for the government. It's kind of
wait a minute. Is it like
shot by the doorish
political thriller? Or?
This guy is crazy, man. But it's just about you working for the government, but then you don't actually trust the government because you're a black man. It's got a lot of it's got a lot of spook by the door elements. But the first screening is sold out this Saturday at 8:30. But then we have another one Monday, June 13th at 6 p.m., Tuesday, June 14th at 9 p.m., and Saturday, June 18th at 2:15 p.m., all at the Tribeca Film Festival. So let's go to TribecaFilmFestival.com, type in 88, and get tickets for that. Now let's get back to the show. Okay. Let's listen to the greatest comedian who I want two great comedians from this era to be inspired by. You know, y'all talking about all of these Burrs and Harlans and Rocks and Chappelle's. What about Ray J? Okay?
Let's
listen to Ray Jizzle.
You might want to start from the beginning.
This is Ray J on celebrating Pride Month. Ray J said there needs to be more straight niggas giving love to the gay niggas.
Okay.
Schulz, you ain't never said nothing that slaps like that.
That's true. That's a fact. Let's hit it.
A lot of niggas that's straight, they don't be trying to shout out to the gay community and all my gay niggas the right way. So I gotta do it because I want to make sure niggas know that I'm showing nothing but love and that we fuck with y'all. We have multiple businesses together. I got a lot of friends. All right, so I was talking to my nigga Dean, but now I'm talking to y'all. Listen, I just want to say that it's Gay Pride Month. Shout out to all my gay niggas. Shout out to everybody in the LGBT community. I told my niggas that it need to be more straight niggas giving love to the gay niggas, and I hate using the N-word. But damn, did this filter got a nigga tongue red?
Yo,
he's giving it up.
Yeah.
Ray giving it up.
Though, you know what I'm saying? Because I got a lot of gay friends, and I got a lot of real niggas that's gay, and we make a lot of money together. But it ain't just about the money. It's just niggas is cool, and that, you know, whether you a gay female or a gay dude, and you a straight dude, whatever. Like, but it need to be more straight niggas showing love to the community.
Get to the punchline, Taylor. Get to.
It's like, you know, what you afraid of, or I don't know what it is, but there's nothing but love over here. Shout out to all the glam squads that look us up. I can't really see. I wear glasses, so I can't see the comments, but I can tell you how I feel. You know what I'm saying? And I'm on my way to
He's
work.
legally blind.
And I just decided to come on live, and you know what I'm saying, and just give all my gay people, my gay brothers, my gay sisters, give them all their flowers. You know what I'm saying? And you know, for me, I want to sponsor the whole Gay Pride Month and do Ray Pride. Ray Pride. That's it. Ray Pride.
Come on, man. Come on. That's the greatest living comedian walking the face of the earth. He's addressing a social issue. He's picking up the current climate that we're in. We're in Gay Pride Month. What's better than that, man?
Yo, that's amazing, bro. I thought then he was going to be like, psych, I don't fuck with that gay shit.
He's all in. He said he want to call it Ray Pride.
Yeah, Ray Pride is wild. Yeah, I mean, his skin looks amazing.
Yeah, no.
Like, his skin looks so
Shout out
good,
to the Glam
bro.
Squad.
Yeah, real talk.
Shout out to the Glam Squad.
Yeah, the Glam Squad is
glowing.
What's that?
Gay people do more than makeup?
No, that's true, but they also do makeup. And they got his tongue looking wild red.
Shout out to the Glam Squad.
Yeah, what did they put on his tongue, though?
A lollipop.
You see how you flirted? You gave him a little tongue in the middle of the video?
To make my tongue red.
Man, let me tell you something.
Shout out to Ray J.
This actually is one of the best gay prides I've ever seen in my life.
Yo, Ray J is so amazing. He's just so amazing at being incredibly straight-faced.
Better than Carl?
Better than who?
Carlin?
Yeah. Yo, he's better than Carlin. Dude, remember the thing with the glasses where he's like, you can't break them.
You can't break them.
And the dude just snapped them in half. Yo, this is what he is. This is the guy's raw entertainment, bro.
This has been the best
America's greatest comedian.
Yo, they got the Gay Pride Averex.
Yeah.
They got the Burger King.
They have a Gay Pride Averex?
You didn't see the Gay Pride Averex?
No,
where you
man,
been, Shay?
No. I ain't been shopping in a while, apparently.
Burger King got the top and bottom burgers.
What?
Yeah, so it's like two tops. They have two tops.
Man, stop it.
Yeah.
I'm not making none of this shit up, bro. This
There's
is
no
all real.
way
Look.
Burger King got bottom on bottom burgers,
they
bro.
do. I'm gonna show you the burger.
Yo, you gotta like dick to another level to have your hamburger have bottom, bro. Bottom.
Hold on.
Low key, I want to try the top.
Look. That shit, come on.
I want
bro.
top.
Come on, man.
No.
But a gay relationship would be top bottom. It would never be top.
That's why
So
I don't
this is
understand why. No,
foolish.
I guess it's for the no.
Say
You
what?
Same sex.
Oh, that's what that is? Oh, I didn't know. I just thought if you was a bottom,
the
you get the
bun
bottom.
is the same
double
sex.
bottom.
It's a bun. This is ridiculous.
I did not know that.
These people are ridiculous.
What do you
Wait,
mean?
do you
These
think
people?
as a gay person, like you'd be offended by that? Like, wasn't it bad to have corporate interest in an actual struggle?
Yeah, because it means it's not.
Well, no.
Like, who are you struggling against?
Yeah, like-
if all the corporations got your back.
Like, are you gonna do burnt buns for February?
No, they did have the black buns. They did have Burger King had the black buns at one point.
Pumpernickel bread. All
Yo, that'll be wild. If for Juneteenth
Yo,
they
they
do a
got
black
you.
bun and they have like red, green, and black seeds, sesame
Yo.
seeds. That'll be wild.
Yeah, it feels weird, right?
It does, but what if these are gay people that are coming up with these ideas? What if these are gay people that work at these corporations and they're coming up with these ideas?
I mean, gay people gotta be more creative than this, bro.
Hey, man.
This is straight people ideas for sure.
You think so?
Don't you think, like, wouldn't gay people like it if both sides of the bun was the same? Like, that's a straight dude trying to understand what gay people would like. Look at this. You think gay people thought of that? Gay people just could be like, hey, just give me a burger, bro. I like burgers. They're good.
No, I don't see. Yeah.
Hey, man, salute to all the gay people. I respect y'all so much because
Gay people would have sold hot dogs, bro.
gay people just take
That's what they would have. They would have had hot
The
dogs.
glizzy. The glizzy. That glizzy, bro.
Just do a hot dog for the month. That'd be fire,
that
bro.
glizzy.
Hell yeah.
Listen, gay people are the best, bro. Gay people take what they want. Gay people got 70% of the alphabet is theirs now.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
They took the rainbow. The rainbow is theirs. When you
Yeah.
see a rainbow, you don't even think of God's promise no more.
Yeah.
I'm
Wait,
serious.
is that what the rainbow used to be?
Yes, what did you
I
think
didn't
it
know
was?
there was any religious implication whatsoever.
Yes,
with the
man.
rainbow.
After Noah built the ark, Noah built the ark, and then
Yeah.
after the flood, there was a rainbow, and it was a rainbow to promise that God will never flood the earth again.
Ah,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he had a few floods.
yeah. Yeah. Promises kept, promises delivered.
There's been more floods. It's not the last flood.
Not to
ever
that
happened.
magnitude. What do y'all think of Lori Harvey and Michael B. Jordan's breakup? Friend of yours, Michael B. Jordan?
No.
What do you think?
What do I think about their breakup?
Yeah.
I thought it was wrong how they did him at the Warriors game. Did you?
Why
see
do
that?
people even tie the two together though? He was just
Bro, do you follow Graham Wizard Chat and then I can't say the word on Instagram?
What is it?
He's the best follow on Instagram.
What's the fault?
Like he
what's the
posts
page?
some picture of I just said it, but there's the N word at the end. And he's just the best. He's just fucking hilarious. And he had the video of Michael B. Jordan like at the front row.
Yeah.
And like for whatever reason he kind of looks like he's getting choked up
I
a little
saw
bit.
that, and it was like this is the
Bro.
new Michael B. Jordan crying meme or some stupid shit like that.
Dude.
Well, damn,
Poor
what
guy.
happened?
I don't know what happened. I just know Steve Harvey's making jokes. All I know is white women are happy, man.
Why? Because they
Wait,
get Michael
what's
B.
Steve
back.
They
Harvey
get Michael
got
B.
to do
Jordan
with that?
back, baby.
Isn't Steve? Well, Lori Harvey's his daughter, right?
Yeah, that's his daughter.
I didn't know that.
What?
Yo,
I didn't know that.
You didn't know Lori Harvey was Steve Harvey's daddy?
He never mentioned it on
No, I
Family
mean, y'all didn't know
Feud.
Steve Harvey was Lori's daddy?
I never heard him talk about that. Well, how would I know that?
And that's why y'all can't get mad at Jack Harlow.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? There's
What did Jack Harlow do?
He didn't know Brandy and Ray J was brother and sister.
That's
yeah, that's
reasonable.
fair.
Yeah. He's 20 years old.
That's my point.
how the
They
fuck
haven't
would
been
he
brother
know
and
that?
sister for 10 years minimum.
What?
Like, culturally. You know what I mean? Like Ray J got the headphones.
Nah,
Brandy doing what she's doing.
No, that's true. No, that is a great point. And I don't know why people don't understand that to a certain generation, they know Ray J more.
But I also like only know Lori Harvey from like pictures. Like I don't know is she an actress or
I don't know.
okay.
She's
So
a model?
I don't know. Well,
Well,
I guess that's why I know her from pictures.
Well, if Michael B. Jordan goes to white women and never comes back, you know why now.
You think Lori
If he
did
goes
it?
back-
It's Lori's
Damn.
fault.
No, I'm serious.
Okay.
If he goes back to white women, it's
Look at that stash, bro.
That's a hell of a stash.
Yeah, he's going back to white women, bro.
That's an Apollo Creed stash.
Yeah. For Steve Harvey? Oh, he's trying to get her back, you saying?
Yo, that's
I don't know him that well, but he's a,
Yo, that's
He gotta start
wild.
wearing the big
Funny.
suits. He gotta come through with the
That's
big
funny.
suits.
That's wild.
That's hilarious.
George grew his mustache
He's in
like
a
Steve Harvey to try to get
double-breasted
Lori
purple
back.
suit. Top 10 reasons you can take me back.
It's the
That's
only
wild.
way.
So,
Oh, that's fucking hilarious.
Michael Che, there's been rumors that you might leave SNL. Any truth to that?
No. I'm not leaving. I'm coming
You
back.
said that emphatically.
I'm not
like you
leaving.
just know
Not
what the future
leaving.
holds.
No, I'm gonna stay. I'm laughing
I
because
try to go.
I'm laughing because me and Andrew were arguing about it. I was like, yo, I'm out. And he was like, you sure? And I
Every
was like,
time I
"I'm
talk
out."
to him, we have like a yearly, catch up, and he's like, "Yeah, this is the last year, bro. I'm going."
It was though. It was. It literally was.
5 years running.
No, it was my contract was up and I was out, but we negotiated a different type of situation that was
Like more money?
it wasn't the money. It was
Every rich motherfucker. says.
no, honestly, it was more the time. I just wanted time to produce more, be able to produce and develop other projects, and they kind of hooked it up where I don't have the same demand, I think.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, that's all remains to be seen. I think once you're in the building, you never know, but so far it feels good.
But SNL's such a good space to do that because it feels like they allow their talent to go do other things.
Yeah, man. I mean, especially recently, I think, I always I never disliked SNL or working there. It was just more so I felt like it ate up a lot of time where I can't tour as much or I can't write as much. It kind of sucks up a lot of your energy. But hopefully this situation is a little bit more comfortable. That's why, Andrew.
You think he's lying?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
Yeah, he does.
of course he's lying.
But you would have had to announce it already.
You got to
though, if
make
he
an
was
hour
walking
and a
there, right?
half TV show every week. It's insane.
It's hard. It's not
insane.
something
There's
that
no
you
way they're
could-
going to be like,
could
why don't you
pitch a
do
second
part-time?
time.
How much are you involved in, though? I mean, I know you do Weekend Update,
Yeah,
and then
well,
you're the head writer, but what does that consist of?
well, it's a lot of meetings, a lot of kind of decision making and covering for the cast and stuff. It's a lot. It's also stressful. It's like I always say, it's like planning a wedding every week because it's extremely important and special for that host, and then we have another one who's extremely, invested in it the following week and the following week. So it's a lot that kind of culminates to one moment live on television, and if it's bad, you kind of have a thick skin about it.
And then when it's great, you don't get no credit. Like you don't.
Yeah,
like,
you do.
Like when
can't say that.
Kim Kardashian delivers a great monologue,
Yeah.
and the first thing I hear is, well, Dave Chappelle and Michelle Wolf wrote that for her. I'm like, well, what about the guys and women that's there every week?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, but they did though. I went back and forth with Michelle a lot about that. Like, but a lot goes into that. Like Michelle really held that down. Like I don't know how she did that. That was like, it was kind of dope to see.
Oh, she did it on her own?
Between her and Dave, but
Yeah.
but I was talking to her more. So Dave is impossible to talk to sometimes. Like he's always busy. But they really came through for that one.
But even when a sketch or a bit or something slaps, I guess you don't care though. You're the head writer. You don't care if you get credit, right?
No.
SNL is something that gets appreciated sort of in the past.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like it may feel like it kind of all goes away, but then when you leave, they're like, "Oh man, remember what we used to do?" Like all of that stuff becomes like this stuff. There's bits on SNL that people still talk about from 40 years ago, literally. You know what I mean? Or 30 years ago, or 5 years ago, and we do so much of the show that it's impossible to keep up. And especially now, like everything's so cyclical and there's so much content that if a sketch sticks out, that's pretty impressive.
So how do you know when it's time to walk away? Like at what, like from a show like SNL? Because I mean, it can range, right? You can be somebody like Keenan who's there for 19, 20 years.
But
or you
I
can be
mean,
somebody like Rock who was there for what? A season? How long was Rock there?
maybe 3,
Like
I think.
2 or 3, yeah.
About 3 years.
How do you decide when you're in your excellence zone? Is that
Zone
it?
of excellence. Yeah.
How do you decide if you're in your zone of excellence? But
And it's
the
time to go to
I
your
knew
zone
this
of
was
genius.
coming. I knew this was coming.
You open up the excellence to genius.
No, he said that. But yeah, I did.
Yeah.
No, I think it's
I just selfishly,
what I
and
love.
I say this to you all the time.
Yeah.
I just selfishly, I'm like, I would love to see what you could create with all the time. I don't even know how you're putting together enough material to have specials while you're doing these things. It's like,
You're
that
right.
to me
You're
is
right.
fucking mind-boggling. And you know, I celebrate you a lot. You know this.
I appreciate that.
So,
Andrew.
and it's real.
And likewise,
likewise.
Well, we've
respect.
known each other for years.
Respect, but I'm
Like,
just saying, like,
literally.
I know I'm a busy guy too, right?
Yeah.
And I know it's a drain, and I'm just like, selfishly, I'm like, man, it'd be really cool to see what Mike did with a year.
I can see why Schulz says that.
Oh, word.
Based off your based off the TV show alone, I can see why
Yeah, you
Schulz would say
see it,
that.
you start to see it, like
It's something that I'm working on now, but also too, I do like SNL is addictive, man. It's like it's literally
Really?
it's live television. It's the just think about like this sound like a show right now, but honestly, what comedy show is covered like this where people know who's on it, people write about what happened, even if it's bad. They write about that it's bad. They write about when it's good. They write about these moments of the show. There's not that much event television anymore, man. It's not appointment television where everybody's watching at the same time, everybody's following at the same time, everybody's talking about it. They talk about it like it's a fucking Yankee game.
Yeah.
Shit, you know what I mean? So it is something about having that moment or having that opportunity or that platform to be able to lock in. It's a great compliment when something happens Monday or Tuesday and everybody's like, oh, I can't wait to see, you get messages, what y'all gonna do about it? I'm sure it's similar, for you guys where they can't wait to see y'all dig into some shit. And it's a platform that you could still kind of do that on a global scale, which is kind of dope. So that is cool.
But now that you've seen that, like, I mean, when you first started working on SNL, like the climate was different. The opportunity was different. It was harder to get like your creativity out there.
Sure.
And now with the internet, you've seen like probably even your own stand-up clips go viral out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh shit. I imagine you must think like, oh shit, I could just create things myself and then have this same viral impact when I want.
Mm-hmm.
And if you know you could do it on SNL, then you can do it yourself.
I think that's true, but I also think that it's still, I don't know, it's still something about it.
It feeds
I feel like
everything else
Darth
you do.
Vader right now.
Something about it.
No, I get
And
what
I'm
both of y'all
trying to
saying.
drag you into the dark side.
I know. You've been, but also we from the same place.
Yes.
So to me, I like it. I like that there's spaces where I could go everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I can do that. I could go to work, but also I could put on my hard hat and get it out the mud too.
Is there ever like, and I always wonder this, do you ever feel like a social responsibility? Like you being there have given more opportunities to different music groups or different even cast members.
Is that true?
Yo, it's funny you say that because when you first said that, I was gonna immediately say no.
Right.
And then when you said that other part, I was like, oh yeah, actually, I do think that there is some merit to that. Because when I first started at SNL, I was the only black writer there.
Yeah.
And it was Keenan and Jay in the cast.
Yeah.
And, what people don't realize is it's like you would obviously realize it maybe, but a lot of people don't realize what I didn't realize initially. It's like you come in these rooms and you're the only black voice there or the only kind of black ears, not even voice, black ears, where something could be very funny and specific and nuanced. And if they're just not in the culture,
They just
you know
don't
what I
get
mean?
it.
Like
They don't get it.
They
Yeah.
don't get it.
They're culturally clueless people.
Yeah.
There's times, you know what I mean? And also, even if it's not even just skin color. Sometimes it's just background. Sometimes there'll be a black person there that's
culturally clueless.
You know what I mean?
There's gonna be certain southern
and vice
shit we don't
versa.
get. Yeah,
and vice versa, it goes the other way. With this shit, where I'm like, I don't know what the fuck this is, but if I was a 22-year-old white college student, I would be like, this is perfect. You know what I mean? So like, there's times. That's what I love about the show is that now I do think there's a good mix of backgrounds where, Chris Red could do something, or I could do something, or, Ego could do something, and it could be what it is. It doesn't have to be like, well, how do we make older white people understand this? You know what I mean? We're like, no, this is funny. And being head writer or being, in those meetings, I could say, yeah, we should get Gerard in, or yeah, we should get, you know what I mean, Chappelle in, or yeah, I think we should, whatever. You could kind of be that extra voice of reason for that might have been ignored.
It's not like a lot of times it's like I want to say it's not racist, but it's more like institutional, where it's like you end up kind of like hiring your friends and you don't even consider what somebody could feel about something because they're not in the room to give any pushback or give any praise. And then like you have someone like you in there, and all of a sudden you get to start hiring the people that you believe in, or at least suggesting the people that you believe in. And then those other people are in the room going, oh, wow, I didn't even think about it from this perspective. Yeah, we need more of that perspective. And then through osmosis, you create this thing. For sure.
And then that's, especially when you see it work, then they know that's a thing that can work. When you guess right, then they're looking for more of it. So it absolutely is something. But again, you don't go in thinking that. You go, as a comedian, you go in thinking, I'm just trying to write something funny. Or I'm just trying to bring in people who I think will be funny. And that's it.
It's not your primary goal.
Yeah, you never,
but you must have felt it like after years of being there and like seeing a little impact. Like you didn't think about it until I asked you. I can't believe that.
Just when you said it, I didn't think about it, but like once you finish your sentence, I was like, yeah, kind of. I guess
when you walk in a room as the only black person, you know you bring in something unique, more than likely.
You don't, but you don't know what you are until somebody tells you in a lot of cases. You know, like I don't walk in thinking, well, I'm the only black guy here, or I'm the black guy here. You kind of know that later on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know it selfishly as a comedian. When you're on stage, you're alone. You're not the only black guy. You're not the guy. You're whatever. You're just trying to do what you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like when you walk into these rooms, you're just trying to do the jokes, and then once they're not working, you're like, oh, this is too black. I can't say it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, okay,
I got it.
because
I'm black.
Yeah. Like, but it happens like that. You'll write, because I started as a writer. I wasn't performing on the jokes. So if I'm writing a sketch, there's words certain actors can't say. Or there's language they might not even get. You know what I mean?
You're reminded that you're black.
You're reminded. Then you find out, oh, that's right. I'm the only nigga here. Like, this should be funnier. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think you're lying. I just don't believe you. Like, Schulz, when you walk in a room, Schulz, and you're the only white person.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you're the only white person.
You know what's funny? I walk into this podcast every single week and I'm the only white person.
This might be different though, because this is.
But you guys are my friend. Like, I think once you know people,
do you feel like the only white person right now?
No,
that's my point.
But you guys are all my friends, so I'm walking into a group of friends. I'm walking into a room with friends. If it's complete strangers and I walk in, you know, I'll probably leave as soon as I can, you know, just for safety, for my own safety.
When you in a meeting, if you go into like a meeting, like a pitch meeting or some shit like that, do you feel like are you always conscious of, all right, it scores 2-4?
Yeah.
Are you really?
You think
I told y'all that I wrote about that in my second book, just because, like, man, I mean, I guess because of the era that we're in and it's so stupid, and this is why you got to disconnect from social media, because it's like you always feel like this audience is with you.
I think it might be some also to you from the South, right?
Yeah.
That's also a different thing.
100%.
I think New York City is a little bit different, where
100%.
There's no such thing as like black 100%. And white rooms. It's kind of all 100%. Integrated everywhere.
Nah, you 100%.
You know what I mean?
100%. I can think of times me and my wife walked into like a restaurant in our hometown when we was young, because we've been together forever. So we walked in this restaurant. It was called the Barony House in Mounts Corner, South Carolina. It's still there, I believe. And like literally just whiteness. All the patrons, everybody working there. And as soon as we walked in, we looked like, yeah, we not staying here. And the hostess
and it's
was
like Southern white shit. They're wearing like khakis and stuff like that.
Yes.
Like,
The hostess was like, why y'all leaving?
College polos.
Boat shoes,
and
dude.
the white hostess said to us, oh, why y'all leaving? Because y'all black?
No.
Yeah. It was like, yeah.
White
because you noticed.
Yeah. They felt that comfortable?
Yeah. She was like, nah, come in. I'm like, nah. But it's not even that she felt that comfortable.
She must have known who you were.
Aware, no, I was nobody.
Oh, wow.
She was aware of
the insecurity.
Our uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yes, it is. I think it is something with the South.
You know what's weird is like, discomfort in spaces. Sometimes I'll feel that if I'm in New York and I walk into a place that's predominantly black, but it's just New York, I don't feel it at all. If I'm like in like Connecticut and I walk into like a bougie ass like country club and it's predominantly white, I'll probably feel like a little discomfort just because like I might not know all the etiquette or like I might not know like the elevator talk as well. You know, so for me, I guess it's like specific cultures. But if I walked into like everybody African, just Nigerians, and I might be like, oh wow, I'm distinctly not culturally in line with what's going on in this room. But if I'm just walking into like a fucking sneaker shop and I'm the only white guy, I'm like not even.
I think we all
I'm not thinking about it that much.
Like if we're in a room and there's one woman, it's like, yo, guys, look alive. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't say nothing crazy. You know what I mean? Like, just try to make her as comfortable as possible. Like,
but I think something has to happen for you to like. If I enter a room and there's one woman, I might say something, then hear it and be like, oh, there's a lady. My bad. You know what I mean? Like whatever it is, or anything racially or class wise, whatever. Be like, oh, you gotta think about it for a second. Because
you cursed as a kid in there, like
there's a child here.
You see it in the barbershop all the time.
Be
in the barbershop, you're in there talking shit, getting your hair cut, music, fucking fuck you, shoot everybody in. They're like, yo, kid just walked in, turn down.
Oh, older woman or something
just walked
like
in.
that.
Yo, what if Trump said that was just barbershop talk?
I think he did say that.
No, he said it was locker room talk. But what if he said barbershop talk?
Barbershop talk would have hit a
that
little different.
That would have
hit a little different. I'd be like,
are you kidding me? He's not wrong.
You know why? You know why? Because everybody goes to the barbershop. I ain't never been in no goddamn locker room. I'm like a fucking athlete to you.
Yeah.
Like the barbershop, you understand that point of reference. You get it.
Oh, that's deep, man. I would understood a little bit better.
You miss Trump, don't you?
No, I don't miss him. A little. Nah, I didn't.
Saturday Night Live, Michael Che said he misses Trump.
I miss having hope in Biden.
Yeah.
Oh, that's done. I don't think we ever had it though.
Yeah. I think the hope.
I don't think we had hope in Biden.
I missed
I don't think there was ever hope in Biden.
Yeah,
I think people just wanted Trump out, but there was never actual hope.
I think there was
in
hope
Biden.
in not Trump, but I don't know if it was hope.
I'll give you that. All right, maybe that's a better way to say it.
It's gonna be better without
hope
him.
and not Trump.
And it's I don't know. It's calmer without him, without a doubt.
What, Trump?
Without Trump, yeah. Like
Trump was a psycho.
Yeah, like the environment is just calm. No. I mean, like, bro, are you kidding?
Nah.
You think it's not? But you like know who congressmen are. Like you're really political. Like, but the average person doesn't even know what's going on politically.
That's wild,
bro. I thought you were saying for like a month cinnamon when you were saying cinema, and I googled cinnamon, and I was like, who the fuck is this Congressman Cinnamon? I didn't even know it was spelled starting S. Dead ass.
That might be.
So I just think like without him there, everybody's been able to detach politically.
I do think there it did feel a lot like the difference between having a bad leader and having no leader. What would you rather have? Bad parents or no parents?
It feels like we have no leader now.
That's my point. It feels like with Trump, we had a terrible leader, and now we have no leader, and it's almost like...
What did you say? I mean, what did you say? No show's better than a bad show?
I don't know if they said. I don't know.
You wouldn't agree. Y'all wouldn't agree with that because y'all say y'all like bombing.
Do I want bad parents? We never said we liked it.
No, we never said we liked it. We said it's necessary.
Yeah, it's necessary, but nobody liked that shit.
Nobody likes it.
You want no show or a bad show. No leadership or bad leadership.
Sometimes you got to go through bad leadership and bad shows to get to a good place.
Well, America's dead now because, boy, I personally think, this is my personal opinion, the news, the media, when Trump was in office, it was nuts. Like everything was everything was
a lot of niggas made some money too.
But here's the thing. They made things World War III that shouldn't have been World War III.
Because it was so polarized.
Now it's actually some shit that should be World War III, like literally.
And we don't give a fuck.
And we don't care.
Yeah.
Inflation is through the roof.
Yeah.
Gas prices are sky motherfucking high. You see the mass shootings, abortion rights are being threatened, voting rights that might not be around. Like, now's the time to really be ringing the alarm, but they're not, which is so strange to me.
Yeah.
Who are you going to call?
Ghostbusters.
Who you gonna call? There's nobody that's like, there's no what feels like an adult in charge. There's no hand on your shoulder that's like, everything's going to be all right. We under control. You can trust us. And we haven't had that, I don't think, since Obama. And whether you liked Obama or not, he did give you that sense of security.
Yeah.
Somebody's in charge that cares.
Media was different, though.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that
media was different.
I'm sure the media attacked him like crazy too. Like, I mean, the right-wing media was attacking Obama.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about our media intake.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. We didn't take in as much. By the way, Barack Obama doesn't even win the presidency if social media is the way it is now.
Who you think?
He didn't believe in gay marriage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but back then nobody did. So you exist within like the normalcy of the time.
Yeah.
Like
but
by his second term, he did.
You got to think there's a lot of black people that don't want gay marriage.
Yeah, but
you
can't win an election with
sure
all
you can
black
with them.
people.
Sure, you
gotta
can,
get those.
But you can win a lot of red states. If he was going to win the blue states, no matter what, he would have turned a lot of red states blue or purple in that instance because culturally, we don't all think the same.
Yeah,
but the red states couldn't get past the black thing in a lot of cases.
Yeah, but
they might have if you say he didn't like gay marriage.
They're like, this guy's onto something. This guy right here.
I want a regular burger. You don't want no 2-bun shit. Okay? That's what the fuck would happen.
Doesn't that fucking commercial sound like what a guy would say if he was explaining why gay sex is wrong to his kid?
What?
Like, we ever eaten 2 buns at a burger? Right? Like,
is that real? Is that a real thing Burger King's doing?
That's a real ad, Al?
It looks like a real ad.
All right, this is what Biden has shown me is that like
fucking crazy.
The visual of the father trying to explain it to the kids.
It's hilarious,
This is what gay sex is like. It's like having
see that hamburger? What if it just had 2 of the bottom parts? Wouldn't that be weird? Wouldn't that be strange? Wouldn't God hate that? Would God eat that hamburger?
Meat in the middle.
Yeah, it'd be disgusting. But if you have 1 top bun and 1 bottom bun, everything fits perfectly, doesn't it? Right? Like, that's the whole point of the top. That's how I'm going to explain sex to my kid, bro. Like, hey, these buns is identified however you want them to identify.
Oh, man.
It's not even a Whopper. This is a chicken sandwich.
Nah, Biden showed me that. He's not touching it.
I am not reading about this shit tomorrow. You can forget about it. Michael Che mostly stayed mum. Shout out to Ray J.
Shout out Ray J, bro.
What you were saying?
Nah, that Biden showed me that we don't really, like, the ship keeps moving. That's what, like, I thought we really need a president. And, like, I really did think it. Like, and now I'm realizing that
I just don't know who's in charge.
Isn't that comforting?
No.
Even if nobody's in charge, the shit still keeps moving.
It's not really moving.
To me, that's the most comforting. Because now it don't matter who's president, everything's going to keep going the way it always is. People are going to be upset at the same. No. We still upset at abortion. We still upset at gun rights. We still upset at cops fucking killing everybody. Or we still upset at all these fucking things.
All of that is easier when the economy's stable.
Say again?
All of that's a little easier when the economy is stable.
Well, then say that, bro.
Yeah, all of that's a little easier when the economy.
If the economy was good, everybody would be fine with Biden.
Because it's making crime go up. You know what I mean? Like, we're having to deal with things that we shouldn't have to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I read a story today where it was a guy robbed 6 people in Milwaukee, killed all 6 of the people, and then put on the person's shades in the house and took a fucking selfie.
That's wild.
All for some cash, guns, drugs, and sunglasses.
You saw that 12-year-old white kid rob the gas station?
Really?
And the woman didn't even think it was real and looks at him and goes, "Are you being serious?"
Oh, I did see that video.
And he just lets off a shot.
Yeah.
He watched too many movies.
Yeah,
That's
really
what you do when you set the motherfucking off sticker, shooting the air.
Yeah, it's wild, man.
That's what I'm saying. So when the economy is stable and, people got some money in their pockets,
I don't know.
It's different.
You think it's an economic thing?
Yes. I think people are more apt to be okay when the economy is good. And when the economy is bad, they start looking at all the... Just put it on your own stresses in your life. You've been through times where you probably didn't have that much money. Everything's stressful.
Yeah, but I don't think there's ever been a time where people didn't have money. I think like...
Well, there are people without money.
Yeah,
Definitely.
but I'm saying I think like...
You've been rich a long time to make a comment like that, Michael Che.
No, it's true. I mean, I don't ever remember a time where I was like, oh, the economy's amazing, everybody's doing great. Even when statistically it seemed that way from where I'm from, it never felt like everybody's doing great now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think all of that feels relative, but it's the same pockets. I just think the crimes are getting more and more bizarre. It's not even like shit that I could comprehend. It's not, oh, guy robs liquor store. It's like, motherfucker shoots up Walmart, doesn't take a dime. You're like, what? Why?
Yeah.
What? And then another one, and then another one, and then another one. It don't even seem like a money thing.
I think that shows you how bad it is, though, because people are acting out of frustration. So they're literally just projecting pain. So it's like, if I want to, I'm hurting, so fuck that. I want to hurt you too. That's what it feels like.
I think people are consuming too much information and they're going insane.
I second that too.
Yeah, I think people are literally driving themselves insane with how much content they're consuming.
I agree with that because of social media. I agree with that. Like, and you don't know what you're taking in.
And and then like, what is the process there? Like, why does that drive you insane?
I think there was a time where you'd read a newspaper, you know what I mean, and that was how you got your news. Or
and then you took a walk.
And you took a walk, you went to work or whatever. Did you hear about the thing in the newspaper? That was it. And then maybe you go home and you watch the news and like, wow, that's crazy. When all you're feeding yourself is just insanity, you start to see crimes repeated, and you're like, wait a minute, they just talked about a motherfucker who did this. You telling me the guy that just did it the second time didn't see what that guy did? And I think it's a lot of copycat shit. It's a lot
I agree with that.
I think people are finding connection in other bouts of insanity.
Yeah.
And they starting to feel like we in the insane crew. You know what I mean? And like, and they feel connected and they starting to repeat this shit over and over again because all they're doing is consuming information about it.
You think it's also too people are desensitized to violence? Because when I read that story in Milwaukee, I'm like, yo, you know how wild, and he's only 34, by the way.
Yeah.
You know how wild you got to be to kill 6 people, leave them in the house for 3 days, steal their shit and try their shit on and take selfies with it? Like, police are like, that's wild.
That steps the game up.
What do you mean, Michael Che?
I see you stepped the game. You stepped the game up. Now you're the craziest.
Oh yeah.
They're trying to one up one another.
now you're the crazy guy.
Yeah.
See, that's why comedians, I hate when they take the beat. Because you just leave it as that steps the game up.
Yeah.
You chuckle. You know, you can't help but chuckle.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I truly think that people are starting to outdo themselves, and it's kind of sad to watch. And I wish the coverage wasn't as insane. It's got to be something.
But the coverage comes from this. It's not even news outlets reporting this shit most of the time. It's the guy. It's convenience store cameras and this guy taking the selfie, and you got to tie the two together. If this guy takes a selfie, posted on social media, you got to tie the two stories together.
You think if that guy didn't have Wi-Fi, he would have committed that crime?
He'd have still did it.
You think so?
Yeah. Because he was starving. He wanted to, he did it. He it was a robbery. So he wanted something. They had more than him. He wanted some of it.
He probably wouldn't have took a selfie though.
Probably wouldn't have took a selfie.
Yeah.
It's a strange world we live in.
Yeah.
And to even make sense of this shit, even to try to make sense of this shit will drive you crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, guys. Let's do some ads.
I don't know why I got so sad talking about mass shootings.
This guy. Let me come
You brought it up and it was like, wow, this got weird. Like, yeah, man.
I thought everybody was taking a beat to think. Right? Let's do some Talkspace. We come back and do some Asking Idiots.
All right, guys, we're going to take a break for a second because I got to tell you guys about Talkspace, okay? Therapy is absolutely phenomenal. It is so important to being a good person, not only to yourself, but to your loved ones, to your friends, the people you work with. You have to learn about who you are and like why your behavior is, dictated by these complex emotions that got a lot to do with your childhood or other shit that's going on in your life. And if you just want to be a better version of yourself to the people around you, you get way more out of work, you get way more of relationships, everything. Talkspace can help you do that. Okay? Charlamagne can speak on this, I'm sure, forever, but he's a huge supporter of therapy. Therapy is absolutely amazing. And this is the way that people do therapy now. Like when I do therapy, I go on a Zoom with my therapist. It used to be weird to do it over the phone or in a Zoom call, but now since the pandemic, that's just how it's done. And maybe it's even more. Sorry, go.
No, I don't think my wife's ever been in a therapist's office.
There you go.
All her therapy is over.
And it might even be more comfortable for you. So Talkspace, they have the ability for you to do all this. Go check out your first therapy session. They have everything that you need, licensed professionals that you can deal with whenever you want. They also have 24/7 text, audio, and video messaging. Talkspace lets you talk to a licensed therapist without needing an appointment. Talkspace is private, secure, and most importantly, accessible. It's everything you love about therapy without the stuff that gets in the way, okay? If thoughts and emotions are piling up, a fresh perspective can help you feel better. Match your dedicated therapist today at Talkspace.com and use the promo code IDIOTS during the sign up to get $100 off your first month. That's $100 off at Talkspace.com, promo code IDIOTS. Now, this episode is also brought to you by Molson Coors, baby. Do you ever feel like you're always on? You got work, friends, family, a million pressing social issues, and an expectation to be on 24/7. Sometimes you just need a moment to turn off and hit reset. And that's when you reach for a Coors Light. It's made to chill, guys. I'm telling you, absolutely delicious, cool, crisp, refreshing. It's summer. You know the best way to cool down and chill the hell out. Take a moment. There's only one beer out there that's literally made to chill, and that's Coors Light. The mountains on the bottles and cans even turn blue when your beer is cold. That way, you always know when it's time to chill. When you need to hit the reset button, just open up a Coors Light. It's mountain cold refreshment made to chill. Coors Light is a cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged beer. It's literally made to chill. It's as crisp and refreshing as the Colorado Rockies themselves. Perfect for a moment to unwind. When I need to take a second for myself, I reach for the beer that's made to chill. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/idiots. That's COORS Light, LIGHT.com/idiots. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Now let's get back to the show.
All right, so let's do some Asking Idiots.
All right, let's
do some Asking Idiots.
Talk about Amber Heard. I felt like he was gonna get excited.
Amber Heard?
She pooped. Yeah, how many people do you think is gonna shit on beds now that they found out about Amber Heard? You don't think that's ever gonna happen again?
Oh, 100%.
You don't think that has anything to do with it?
Yeah.
You know why I don't care about the Amber Heard case?
Why?
Because I was watching CNN on the day that the Tulsa hospital shooting happened.
Yeah.
And you're watching the Tulsa shooting happen, right? So this all of these. You already had Buffalo, we had Texas, we had and I'm watching. I'm like, damn, another one in a fucking hospital, yada. And then all of a sudden you see breaking news, and you're like, well, what the fuck is about to happen? Like this is breaking news during the Tulsa shooting.
Yeah.
What the fuck is about to happen? And it's the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Who cares? Like do breaking news on CNN. Then I turned to Fox. And Fox had the Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing going on.
She lost $15 million. That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
She will try to get $100 million
and lost
15.
And now she don't have it. Ooh. Johnny Depp not gonna see that money. But I guess
it was his money anyway. He gave her 8.
Yeah.
And she's got 8, I think.
I guess it's the principle.
So
$8,047,000.
That's it.
Let's do some Asking Idiots, Taylor, before we lose everybody. Oh.
2 Live Crew lost their freedom of speech case. How would hip hop sound today? That's from Jeffrey Knows with a Z at the end.
Let's do the Michael Che question first.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Where does Michael Che, Travi2X's, where does Michael Che rank his SNL group versus the past groups?
Ooh.
Oh, that's a really good question. Again, I think every cast is appreciated retroactively. So I'm going to say very high. And I know that people will be like, oh, get the fuck out of here. But I think once you start to see everybody's career after this, you'll start to realize how many fucking stars we actually had in this current group. Now, granted, we've had 20 cast members in this group, so it's a lot more, opportunity to get some greats out there. But I think what Cecily can do, what Kate could do with 80 and Keenan and Chris and Pete and even Leslie, who was, just there a couple years ago. I think people will appreciate it a lot more. In 5 years, people will be like, "Damn, we had a lot of winners."
No, that's real.
And then
Between
even
Pete,
you look
Chris.
at Heidi, you look at Ego. I mean, so much talent.
It's also tough to compare to back in the day because there were so much fewer famous people back in the day.
Yeah, and you
It's like-
comparing it to their movie careers too.
Yeah.
Like people be, if you say Tina Fey, you think 30 Rock and
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You think of
Yeah.
so much other shit.
Yeah.
So I think once, we've had a chance to have our careers outside of the show, people will appreciate how much talent that was actually there.
Damn, Schulz. I guess telling them to quit might be the right thing then.
I'm telling them, bro.
Saying Cheesy says, is SNL considered a white show?
I think it's considered a national show and in a white nation.
Well handled.
If it reflects the country,
bro.
Excellent answer.
it reflects the country.
That is a phenomenal answer.
That's what it is.
Let's just get a couple more, Taylor, and we get up out of here. Jeffrey knows if see, that's not a 2-minute answer. If the 2 Live Crew lost their freedom of speech case, how would hip hop sound today? That's when we talk about people who don't get their just due. Uncle Luke and 2 Live Crew is
For
one of them.
sure.
Because
For
there's no parental advisory stickers on albums if it's not for Uncle Luke. That shit should really be a movie.
Word.
Like, it literally should be a movie. It changed the course of hip hop. I don't know what hip hop would be. I guess more people would be in jail because they used to lock you up. You perform certain songs, certain
Word.
places, they arrest your ass. You know what I mean? Certain things wouldn't get played on the radio. It would have. I don't know.
That's not just hip hop. That's gonna be all music.
all
Yeah.
music.
Yeah,
Yes, he
this
changed
is
music.
rock music,
Yes.
everything. Like that set a precedent for all of it.
The
So
mu-
music is completely different.
Music owes a tremendous
debt.
debt of gratitude to
100%.
Uncle Luke.
100%.
Right.
What the fuck? Let's end on this one. Thanks to First said, is the phrase "happy wife, happy life" a sign of toxic
Yo,
femininity?
yes, and there's nothing funnier than toxic femininity. Bro, what was that shit we were looking up the other day?
Toxic.
Ick. So like there's these things like there's this trend of like the things that men can do, like one little thing that makes women not want to fuck them at all, like ever again. And there was this like Twitter trend. And these girls were absolutely fucking hilarious, bro.
Mhm.
Like if you're eating like pasta with red sauce and that shit ends up on a corner of your mouth, like no. Like they just kept going through one after another of like little tiny things men can do. What was the other shit? Like if you got to blow in your soup before you eat it. Like
you blow in your soup?
So it's
Well,
just like
damn.
raw toxic femininity, and it was the funniest fucking thing. Do you have that list? What was it? The ick.
But I remember if you bend down and pick something up weird, like this.
Oh yeah, if you bend at the waist to pick something up or something like that.
bend
Like,
at the waist?
bro, it was like
How's it supposed to
it was women judging men like men judge men,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and it was just fucking amazing.
This is what happens when you can't say gay slurs anymore.
What do you say?
One gay slur would have killed that whole thread. That's what they really want to say to us. That's the truth. They really got one word
just
they want to call
say
it.
what you really feel,
Say what
women.
you really
You know what I mean? Happy Pride Month. Say it. Call me a gay Jay.
Happy wife, happy life, a sign of toxic femininity, Michael Shea?
I don't even know what it means. Happy wife, happy. Oh, I guess that's saying that putting your wife's feelings first.
Man, they're right.
I'm not married.
They're right.
I don't know.
They're right. It should be a compromise, but they're really right. Like, I don't know, man. I'm going to be so sad when I'm 55, 60 years old, bro.
When what?
Just because I'm the only guy in the house.
Yeah.
That's a lot, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think y'all understand what I go through, man.
What do you
And
go
then, like,
through?
this weekend, my daughter had, like, 2 of her friends over, and my wife just looks at me and goes, you know, this is just the beginning of, your house being overrun by women. I'm like,
It's been over.
it's been overrun by
Wait
women.
till they start cycling, bro.
Right? And so,
Is y'all flipping the banana yet?
You have a stroke?
Let me work it. I put it in reverse.
and so my wife is like, so imagine when, because it's 2 of my oldest daughter's friends over, and my wife is like, so imagine when our second has friends over, and your third has friends over, and I'm like, holy shit, I got to get a dog.
Why? Just so you can have some male energy?
Gotta see a dick, bro.
That's what I'm talking about, bro. Let them know, bro. Let them know, bro. Come on, Che. Come on, Che.
Pride month.
I'm
Yo,
single.
come
I'm single.
on, bro. Stop being such a
haven't
top,
figured that
dog.
out
You
yet.
such a top. You know what I mean? Like, you need to see a dick every once in a while, dog. I feel you, dude. It is what it is, bro. Just want to be with the homies.
Whoa.
Seeing their dicks and shit.
Hey, yo.
As always, if you listen to this podcast, you think we're smart, you think we're intelligent, you think we're brilliant. You're absolutely right. But if you listen to this podcast, you think we're just a couple idiots who don't know shit, you're right too. Michael Che, thank you for coming.
Yo,
brother.
thank you for
brother.
having me.
Make
This
sure you
shit-
watch his show on HBO Max. Phenomenal show. I'm not just saying that because, we're in an episode. It's a really, really good show. And it's the type of comedy I like because it talks about things that are going on, social issues
Amen.
in a really smart way.
And check out the specials too.
I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you so much.
For sure, for
It's the
sure.
Brilliant Idiots Podcast.
Peace.